Hello guys, thank you so much for joining us today. As above, so below. This is Satyrian Energy. We like to say Saturn, some of us. Teaching every one of you guys, thank you so much for being a part of our lives. Normally on Saturdays, I commute to Miami and Lauderdale to do my things and get my stuff done, to do my graveyard work. On today, I just want to say, because I normally do my lives at night, I normally utilize TikTok in order to answer questions or to communicate with those that are on my TikTok and follow me that do not follow me on my YouTube page. And I wanted to come on here on today because I want a lot of you guys to understand that when it comes down to spirituality, I've been doing magic since I was a child. I have been doing conjure, I have been doing courtroom work, I have been doing graveyard work as a child. I am 51 years of age. A lot of these lives are about teaching and giving melanated people knowledge, wisdom, and understanding so that they can have a better understanding of how to participate in the ATRs if they so choose. A lot of times we hear people constantly talking about these horror stories about when they tried to get initiated, when they got into Ifa, voodoo, or the main thing is that you can't walk into something without the proper information. And there's too many people out here that are intentionally misguiding people because it is profitable when somebody doesn't know. It is profitable when somebody does not understand. And so therefore you can tell them anything, and by the time they realize whether you're telling the truth or not, you done made your money. So one of the things that I try to do for melanated people from somebody that has experience in ATRs and black arts and dealing with spiritualists and dealing with these sciences, that I'm here to share information that benefits you. It allows you to make a determination whether you want to work with somebody like me or somebody that is doing root work or somebody doing card readings or somebody throwing the OB, depending on what form of divination that you are operating in. All readings are not alike. They're not for the same purpose. Just like when you go into a gym, all the equipment that are there, they're there for fitness, but they do not work on the same muscles. They do not work for the same purpose. And it's too many people that are in the church world that try to get into the ATRs has this mentality that Jesus gonna fix it all, and so therefore you get into Ifa and Voodoo and Santeria and all these other ATRs with the same mentality. Real magic is science. Real magic is mathematics. Real magic is making decisions making decisions after you have sat down and counted up the cost. Not making decisions and then sitting down and counting up the cost. Thank you so much for sharing my live. Now, I do realize on TikTok that there are people out here that are so not interested in the truth. That's all good. That's why I have my YouTube channel, because those that follow me on YouTube are there for the truth. I do realize that some of you guys think that you know what magic is until you hear and see what magic can do. I do realize that when you have so many people out here that are regurgitating the same information, it sounds like everybody know what they're talking about, when the truth is they're not practicing anything other than what they have read. They have not practiced anything because they have interacted with that entity, that energy, that frequency, or that vibration. One thing all women know is relationships. You don't know a man or a woman until you live with them. And so therefore those that do not abide in Haitian Voodoo, Santeria, Lukumi, Congo, Palo, Mystic, Ajay, how are you going to tell me about some energy and frequency that you are in and out, or you are a part-time love in? So I bring reality. I bring the opportunity for melanated people to get on track with their destiny and stop trying to follow the standards and the practices of the opinions of European people when it comes down to what African melanated people practice when it comes down to manifestation. My live today on Saturday, Satyrian Energy, because Saturn is about structure, getting stuff in order. And we do not realize that a lot of people don't like structure. And I'm going to tell you why. Because you think your way is right. The Bible says, in every man's eye, they think they're right. Okay? So when you have that concept that because of how you live, that is the truth. When you live in one state, never been into another state, does that mean that you have been around the world? Then you can tell people about how everybody interacts on an everyday basis in a place. that you've never been? Too many people put God or goddess in their experience. The divine is more than your experience. If that was the truth, then the divine is limited. If we're going to say it's omnipotent, omniscient, omnipresent, then we cannot put God or divine in a box. And so your experience is a box. And so depending on how far you want to experience the divine will limit or broaden your experience. So I want to talk about this. I'm a Sagittarius, my moon is in Aries, and my rising sign Pisces. So my lives are not for the shenanigans. My lives are not to patronize concerning your personal opinions they're not factually based. What's up, Aries? And so a lot of times when it comes down to real magic, I do manifestation. I don't care what ATR I'm in. If it ain't about the magic, I'm not interested. So that's my mentality when it comes down to the practice. Now, some people get into when it comes to magic about the recipe. You want to argue all day and night about whether you should have used onion salt or whether you should have used Himalayan salt. At the end of the day, y'all cooking the same chicken. You know, your culture is your seasoning. Okay? Whether it is sesame seed chicken, whether it's orange chicken, fried chicken, stuffed chicken, smothered chicken, whether it is fricassee, it don't matter. You trying to put a capsule on magic based off of your culture or off of your experience is ignorant when it comes down to the overall thing, when it comes down to magic. All you can say is this is how you learn how to do money work. This is how you learn how to do protection work. This is how you have experience in your culture, around your family or whatever. But when it comes down to universal things, what's up, my Gemini? When it comes down to universal things, magic is about utilizing what you got. So therefore, if I leave, I'm in Port St. Lucie now. If I go down to Miami and what I'm able to get in Port St. Lucie, I can't get in Miami, do you think I'm not going to do my conjure because I can't find the product that I normally use in Port St. Lucie? I'm going to find something that complements that particular item and get my work done. Well, that's magic. God may heal you by spitting on the ground, putting a little clay there, put it on your eye. May lay hands on you. May speak a word. May tell you take up your bed and be healed. May tell you to sin no more and be healed. At the end of the day, if you're going to say that you're dealing with magic, that means magic is like the veins. There are so many ways that you can get what you need to get. And God does not have to do it the same way to be called God. Because he might feed Elijah at the brook with the raven bringing him his meat and bread and then drinking at the brook, and then he turn around and say, you know what, on today I want you to go down to the widow's house and you're going to have cake. You cannot box God or the divine, whether hoodoo, voodoo, Santeria, Kumin, Conquer. It is on a everyday basis. It's on an individual basis of how you may interact with that particular person because of what's going on in their life. Cookie cutter magic, that's not real magic. Just like vegetation. Vegetation grows depending on the soil and the climate. But it's all still vegetation. We don't say because you up in New York, that's not a real tree. Or because you in Alaska, that ain't real water because it's frozen. And I know I'm a Sagittarian and I'm going, it sounds ridiculous, but that's what we do in magic. We will spend hours, days, months arguing about a recipe when it has absolutely nothing to do with manifestation. Magic is tailor-made to the client and the spirits love this. Thank you so much. And that's what it is. And so when you with the shenanigans, when you with the BS, then you go right along and you make it seem to other people that are watching, because this is what I believe. We all represent some form of energy, frequency, and vibration, whether we are Gemini, whether we're Sagittarius, or whether we are Presbyterian, whether we're AME church, whether we are atheist, you still representing energy. And people are reading your story or reading your energy or reading your life, and they may determine that this is how Sagittarius behave based off of their interaction with you. When there's so much to Jupiterian energy than your experience with me. You may deal with a higher elevated Sagittarius or a lower version, but at the end of the day, it's still Sagittarian energy. It doesn't mean because of how I operate that it's not Sagittarian energy. I just may not be good at operating in my energy. Just like somebody may have a nice car but not be a good driver. I'm going to say that again. They may have a nice car but not be a good driver. Spirituality, the same thing. You may be in a good tradition, you're just not a good student. You may actually have a gift and a talent, but you don't know how to stay in your lane. Because you don't believe in rules and regulations. Because you want to do what you want to do. So my subject on Saturday, because Saturday is about structure. When you really trying to get where you trying to get, then you want the truth. When you with the shenanigans, you get right along. Being DC on, Florida in the house. What's up, L Bay? Sagittarius. My subject is on the fence about what? And I want to talk about this. Because I can. I've been doing magic since I'm a child. I'm 51 years of age. Conjure spirituality for melanated people have been for over 500 years about survival. Survival under condition. It don't matter if it's hoodoo, voodoo, Santeria. Dealing with oppression. And I want to say this. We have too many people that want to be a part of the ATRs that are non-committal. I'm going to explain myself. This is affecting us in every aspect of magic. People that are on the fence. And I said, for what? They're on the fence about whether they light or dark. They're on the fence whether they in hoodoo, voodoo, or Christian. They're on the fence about whether they do certain types of work. You have very few people that can get up and articulate what they stand for. You have very few people that can articulate why they practice what they practice. That you have very few people that are not out here based off of popularity, that they're gonna say what they feel that people want to hear rather than tell the truth. You're not committed to anything. You're not committed to the rules and regulations of voodoo. You're not committed to the rules and regulations of hoodoo. You just want to come in, learn some tricks in those practices and claim to be of that practice, but you have no respect for the thing that it is. You have no respect for the people that practice it as a lifestyle. You also have no respect for the actual deities or spirits that are there. And you think that most people think that these spirits are your slave. They're here, they're your genie in the bottle. And so therefore you don't feel like you have to give anything. All you got to do is rub the lamp. And magically, you're going to be granted your 3 wishes. And I don't blame many of you. I blame the people that get on here claiming to be of these traditions telling you that foolishness. That's like a father telling his daughter, I love you unconditionally, and the man you marry got to love you unconditionally. No, the man that married you, baby, is going to marry you based on conditions. You're my child, and so I love you unconditional. But there are still requirements in order for you to be a good partner in life. To tell your child that the man that marries you is going to perceive you the way that I perceive you as a parent is false information. To tell somebody as a pastor that you have the same power that I have when we don't have the same gift, we don't have the same destiny, is falsity. And so when we grow up in these environments that telling people what they want to hear to make them feel good about where they are so they can give us money, to give us support, to give us life, we are doing the actual practice itself and magic itself in a whole a disservice. So what I'm going to talk about is non-committal. Now this is what got me, because with black people, what I do on my platform, I keep definition. Because black people like to come up with their own perceptions. When you having a real conversation, we're going to talk about what's on the same page, and we're going to all come from the same logical perspective. And you can still walk away and disagree with me. You understand? But on my platform, if we're going to talk about blue, we're going to talk about blue. We might be talking about sky blue, navy blue, but we're going to still be talking about blue. Different shades of blue, but we're going to be on the same page. We're not fit to do that. So non-committal means this. It's of a person or a person's behavior or manner. Not expressing. Not being able to express. Remember Leo rule expression of energy. Or revealing. That's Scorpio. Commitment to a definite opinion or course of action. When you say that you are a part of something and something is a part of you, you should have a definite response or course of action. And what that means, sir, ma'am, when I come on the platform, I let people know I'm a pastor. I let them know that I practice the black arts. I practice the ATRs. I let them know that I'm not these other pastors where you're going to be able to lie to, deceive, or come and try to go throw witchcraft or root work at me, because I know how to defend myself. You understand? You're not going to come in here and sprinkle and think that that's going to do something here, because I got weapons that are mighty through God and the pulling down of stronghold. I am scratched in Palo. I am crowned Mafedi Fum Oya, and I am also crowned Mafedi Fum Bablu Aye. Okay? And I have been practicing Haitian voodoo since I've been a toddler, basically. I've been going through various of ceremonies. So I have the Loas with me. I'm equipped. So I'm expressing my level of commitment. I am also expressing that I am not trying to be outside of the church world. Do you understand? When people are non-committal, that means they want to be able to benefit. It's like a man that he doesn't want to commit into a relationship as marrying you, but he wants the benefits from you as a wife. That's non-committal. Mafedi Funo Batala and Lukumi. Thank you. So, when I come on my platforms, the purpose of enunciating our practice is to let you know what we're committed to, and in that commitment, what we have the abilities to do. And so therefore, if you are out here looking for spiritual help and you are a non-committal person, that means you're going to be from somebody that practice voodoo, somebody doing root work. You're going to be all over the place. And what you're going to do, and like every person that does not believe in commitment or does not want to commit, you are going to make everybody else the problem and not you being a person that's non-committal. You're never going to stick around to see what voodoo can do for you. You're never going to stick around to see what Ocha can do for you. You're never going to stick around and see what hoodoo is going to do for you. You have no idea what the power of prayer can do for you, because you're never going to watch as well as pray. And I need y'all to understand that just because somebody is in a tradition doesn't mean they're committed to it. No different than somebody being married don't mean they're committed to their marriage. It is too many melanated people out here claiming to be deceived when you should be watching the fruit that people bear. It's okay for me to come on this platform and to come off knowledgeable about my practice, but how committed am I to those same teachings? Do I practice what I preach? Whether I'm an Ifa, Voodoo, Santeria, Lukumi, am I calling people God children, but don't treat them like God children, treating them like sex slaves? I tell people all the time that when it comes down to melanated people that are on the fence, you don't have any respect. And I say this to all around the globe. This is real talk. I always pay attention to a non-melanated person, or somebody that's melanated, that wants to be white or non-melanated, wants the benefits of a non-melanated person, but wants to practice the black arts. You want to kneel down to Eshu, an African deity. You want to kneel down to Ezeli Dontor, a black Loa, but then you have no respect for the melanated people. But you will work with the deities or their gods and their goddesses or their energies, but you yourself don't have any respect or regard for them. So that's like being in a relationship with a woman or a man, gay, straight, or bi, and have no regard for their children. How can you really say you love them when you don't have no respect for the actual person that those children came from? It's impossible. Impossible. And so therefore, this is what I mean by on the fence. Most people, not all people, have no problem living a contradiction. They have no problem saying that they love God, who they've never seen, and despise what was made in the image and the likeness of that same God or goddess. This is why we have homophobia. This is why we have colorism. And this is what I tell people that claim to be spiritual when they say they're on the fence about Kamala Harris. That's why I tell you, as above, so below. It all reflects our mentality and perception. You're on the fence about Kamala Harris not because she's not qualified. You on the fence with Kamala Harris, especially black women. I'm gonna tell you what the problem is. You're on the fence with Kamala Harris because Kamala Harris represents Becky with the good hair. I'm gonna say it again. In your eyes, how you have come up with European standards, she represents the very woman you have always been threatened about or want to be like. This is why you straighten your hair. But that hair that grows out of her scalp is her actual natural hair. She's not trying to be something. She's actually being herself. You're the one that is altering yourself to be like somebody else. See, all this right here, this is natural. No process. See, you say you want to get back to your roots. You want to get back to conjure. You want to work real magic. Then you got to deal with Mother Earth. You got to deal with your actual design. You have to deal with the microcosm by which you were designed. But that ain't what you're trying to do. And that's why I tell melanated people, unless you really want to deal with magic, energy, frequency, and vibration, you have to have self-love. Kamala Harris is an individual that was birthed from a Jamaican. That's my that's Chloe. Where you at? That's Pisces. Where you at? When you coming? I want to say this. When you can't come up with a logical, rational reason why you're on the fence about something, it's not a them problem. It's a you problem. When you're having a conversation with a grown man or woman, no matter what they practice, what they are doing, and you cannot have a rational conversation or rational disagreement, because it's okay not to agree. There's nothing wrong with that. Doing things differently, there's absolutely no problem with that. The main problem is when you're on the fence about something, you don't have a real reason why you dislike somebody, why you don't work with somebody. They haven't done anything to you. Nothing. The way that they do conjure, the way that they pray, the way that they interact on the live has nothing to do with you, but you have a disdain for them. In real magic, symbology matters, correct? Anybody that practices magic, that's why we put certain things in our cauldrons. That's why we put certain things on our altars. See, I get through all the BS. That's one thing. I'm a Sagittarius, and in the house of Virgo, Leo rules in my house, so I'm able to see the BS. You can't play games with me. You play games with those other people because you want to act like them. Symbology is important, correct? So since if that be the truth, and we're living in the conditions of the United States of America, why do you think President Barack Obama always pushed his white grandmother? Because he understood, though he be black, though his father is from Kenya, in order to draw white people, Caucasian people have to see themselves involved. See, black people can support something and don't see their representation. I never understood that. Black people can go somewhere and be a part of something and don't see themselves in that at all, and be okay with that. But white people not like that. So President Obama, being a smart politician, pushed his grandmother. Because he understood to get the white vote, they have to be able to see themselves. See themselves. Symbology. So Kamala Harris has a white husband. Talk to me, y'all. How you think if you gonna do real conjure, you have to deal with the conditions by which you live in. I'm gonna say this again. How you gonna do a breakthrough spell, a breakthrough and you don't know how to deal with the conditions by which your client is living in? They don't live on Saks Fifth Avenue. They live in the ghetto, but they need money work. You have to do conjure based off of the condition by which you are operating in to help the type of people that you're trying to help. That's why I say you on the fence for what? Because you don't want to tell the real truth. In order for certain people to be put in position, this is why intelligent people that count up the cost, people that process information, people that actually listen with the intent of understanding, they don't pay attention to the BS. They get down to right down to the business. What you're not gonna do in this season of living in the age of Aquarius, what you're not gonna do is continuously to gaslight. And I'm not talking to white people. I'm not talking to Latin people. I'm not talking to Korean people. I'm not talking to any other nationality at this point but black people. Don't make it about something that it ain't about. If you're trying to return to your roots, then be black. Be melanated. If you're trying to get back to what made us great in the first place, why are you arguing with somebody that has a perception about you? Why are you doing business with him or her? You on the fence about what? You're non-committal. You're not here for the truth. You're not here for the right. I'm not going to sit here and argue my history with no non-melanated person. Do you really think white people, if white people, they had schools of how to train slaves to keep their slaves' bodies strong and their minds weak. That's why they call it systematic racism. That means there's a system in place to make sure that melanated people stay at certain levels. And yes, we have certain people that have broken through those systems, but majority of us have not. I've been working for UPS till this month will be 30 years. I have 3 sons living in the same system. If I can honestly say at 30 years at UPS that I have white guys in position on my job that have no business being in supervisor position, they have no business being promoted over the center. They don't have the level of intelligence to run a facility, but because of the caucasity. If I am still dealing with that at 51 years of age, you on the fence about what? I'm a 6-figure man. You on the fence about what? Explain that to me. You cannot listen to caucasity about magic because Becky gonna get help. There's a system set up. I have people on my job that are making money at UPS and still getting food stamps. Subsidized white people. But when you hear about welfare, they talk about it as though it's black people when it's predominantly white people on welfare. On my job right now. But they're not looked at in any derogatory way. The man is still the man, the woman is still the woman. But when it comes down to us, we have different standards by which we have to live our manhood. In Ifa, Voodoo, Santeria, Lukumi, Congo, Palo. On the fence about what? And then you mad with other non-melanated people or people that don't acknowledge their melanin, that they don't got no respect for you when you yourself are trying to be like them. You're trying to fit in like I'm not Latin. I don't speak Spanish. Not that much. Pinto. Little. And might not have said that right. But I tell you, when it comes down to conjure, my egoons know how to stand up. My spirits know how to move. I know how to manifest. I don't have to be something I'm not. I don't have to comply with other people's culture in order to practice magic. And neither do I have to be disrespectful because I don't comply. I'm going to say that again. Just because you don't want to practice the culture of their magic don't mean you have to be disrespectful either. We have to learn that as melanated people. You want that your tatas and mumbos and hugans to do what your own parents wouldn't do for you. Give you common sense. I'm going to say it again. I'm going to get close to the screen. You want your tatas, mumbos, hugans, bokors, iamis. You want all these spiritual people to do something that your own biological mother and father did not find you worthy of doing. Giving you common sense. You know what my mother told me? I got a younger sister. I'm the eldest with my mother's children. Because it ain't but me and my sister. You know what my mother told me and my sister? She told me it take more than looks. My mother has never told me because I'm a good looking man I didn't have to work. My mother never told me that if I'm good in the bedroom that I still didn't have to work. My mother never told me that because I look good that I don't have to get out there and get on the grind. You know what my mother told me? Looks wear off. What? After the looks, then what? After the sex, then what? After making the money, then what? You got to have substance. You have to have depth to who you are. And it cannot be built in just because you're good looking or because you fine. See, I wasn't raised like that. And so some of the things that some of y'all are struggling with because you on the fence is because there was a lack of parenting. Non-committal. You only want to be the mother when it's Mother's Day. You only want to be the father when it's Father's Day. So now you out here trying to get the approval of some other male figure or other female figure in Ocha or Santeria. I don't look for my Padrino to do nothing but what he was designed to do. To make sure that I receive my Orishas correctly. That's all I look for him to do. I don't look for him to make my sex life good. I don't look to my Padrino to make my financial life good. That ain't his job. I don't look to him for that. My daddy should have taught me how to make it. Hello? Hello? Now you up here upset with people because they won't sit here and allow you to vent that foolishness to them. On my job, I have to constantly tell black men on the job, you here to make money, ain't you? They're like, yeah, I'm here to make money. I said, then why you looking for love? I said, you can't hardly find love in the church. And that's supposed to be the God's house. But you on this job, well, he didn't speak to me. He don't have to speak to you. As long as your money clears, that's all that should be matter. Why is you looking to have friends? You here to make money. I'm a child of Oya. I don't have time for it. Melanated people, you on the fence about what? You out here talking about the last should be first and the first should be last. How you gonna get there? If somebody steal your stuff, they just gonna walk and give it back to you? If you're gonna really acknowledge that your land was stolen and your heritage was stolen and all of that, if all that be true, why would you expect somebody just to hand that back to you? Just help me understand that. If they systematically spent millions and millions of dollars to keep you in poverty, why they just gonna just make things fair? Why would white people do that? Why would white people give up their privilege of the system by which they and their children and grandchildren have benefited off your back? Just help me make sense of that. There's laws in the United States that keep certain things and items from getting to melanated people from other countries that will help our magic. There are legal laws set up that if you bring certain artifacts or try to import certain artifacts into these United States, it's illegal. You think that was accidental? You think that was accidental? On the fence about what? I just don't understand it. And then you got melanated people knowing that the reason why we practice magic because of under the conditions. I don't care how much money you make, how educated you are, we still live under these conditions. And then you have the audacity to teach them our magic. They already got a system set up for them. I like what this one black man said. When you're a white man in America and not being successful, that's wasted white flesh. Like, how can I have sympathy for you when everything, y'all done crook and stole everything and you on the street corner? I understand why Leroy can't get a job. But they'll break their back trying to get you a job. You don't even have to have a credit score. They'll give you a house. They're going to give you an opportunity. They're going to give you house arrest. They're not going to let Tyler sit there and wither away in prison. When you see a white man that had to go to jail, he done every system and program they offer him, he just did not do that. Leroy, he's a first offender. All he did was steal a whatchamacallit. You going to give him 25 years. And he got a paid lawyer. His mama done hawked, done sold everything, done begged everybody for help. Ain't got a paid lawyer. He's still gonna get 25 years for whatchamacallit. That's a candy bar, by the way. But you over here teaching them hoodoo, voodoo, Santeria, Lakum, and Congo. And see, it's easy for people that don't have respect for black people to tell you it's an open practice. Anybody. They can easily say that because it doesn't hurt them yet. Because they're still plain white. Because their hair is not kinky like mine. Huh? Bendición. But the time is coming. When they say get on the ground, nigga, they talking to you Latino. When they say, because they using you now out of convenience. Not out of respect. They're using you out of convenience. Because they know you want to be a part of that. But if they ever get into power to do what they really want to do, you're going to be right here. That's why they ain't have no problem having them Latino children. That's why I didn't understand how Cuban people could vote. But Cuban people did not see those Latin people as themselves. So them children being in them cages did not bother them. I didn't understand it. I didn't understand their level of racism. I had to learn their level of racism. Because I don't care if you a black person, whether you speak Creole, whether you speak French, or whether you speak Swahili. You black to me. And I see you. I see people all the time when I'm traveling. We don't even know each other. And we look at each other and we say, what's up? Black men do that all the time. Gay, straight, or bi. What's up? We don't even know each other. Because I identify with you. What's up, SU? Much love. I'm going to see you today. Hopefully y'all got my crown for Osu Mare. But this is the thing that when we do our practices, when we do our conjure, like, the truth. I love you back, baby. This is why we do the things that we do. And this is why I say, you on the fence about what? When you standing in front of that judge, what you on the fence about what? When you get stopped by that police officer, do you not realize that in 2024, we're still hearing stories about a white cop comes as being called by a black woman, come into her house. My sister is a police officer, so please don't try me. A black woman calls for the police. The police officer comes in as a white man. because I know some of their training. When he feels threatened, of all the places he could have shot her, shouldn't have shot her. He's a healthy white boy, white man. Could easily have taken her down, even in a physical altercation. Easily. But let's just say that he just didn't feel like he could physically beat her. Which we know that's not the truth. Of all the places, I need y'all to really think about this psychologically what was going through his head. Of all the places that he could have shot her, he chose to shoot her in her face. Did you hear me? Of all the places, I'm talking about 2024. We're not talking about 20 years ago, 15 years ago, 4 hours. We're talking about in 2024. That young white guy decided to shoot that black woman in her face in her own home. You on the fence about what? And he probably was up for promotion. I need y'all to really hear what I'm saying. He could have shot her in her arm, her leg. He could have impaired her. They trained them. We've seen videos of white guys out there with machetes and axes. I'll never get shot. Don't. This is a. We not. You talking about you on the fence about voodoo and Santeria versus Christianity. That could have been my mother. That could have been my auntie. That could have been my sister. That could have been my niece. And as an officer, your decision was to shoot her in her face. After he shot her in the face, the other police officer says, I'm going to call for the ambulance. You know what his response was? Ain't going to do it no good. That means you shot with the intent to kill. That was not your training. And this is the type of people that Trump said he gonna give immunity to. And you on the fence about what? When a grown police officer can body slam a 13-year-old girl in her bathing suit, you on the fence about what? When a black man could be told by the police officer to get his driving license and get shot for getting his driving license and his registration. You on the fence about what? When a black woman too scared to pull on the side of the road and get her car get rammed because she don't want to become a storyline. You on the fence about what? When you got to sit there and make a real life decision, and you can be a woman that is being abused by your husband, and you got to make a decision, if I call the police, we might both end up dead. You don't even feel safe to call the police, even though you need the police, because they ain't there to protect and serve you. Right now, my neighbors can call on me, and they'll pay no bills over here. And they're going to ask them how they feel. They're not even concerned about me. And I'm a taxpayer too. We're not in 2000 or 1954. We in 2024 right now. Do you know what the word embolden means? Do you understand embolden? Not that Kamala Harris is going to stop racism. She's not going to do that. She can't do it. It's about symbology. That's why symbology matters. Is the same reason why Whitney Houston did Cinderella and had Brandy as that instead of the white woman walking around with her Prince Charming. Because black girls need to see that. Symbology. This right here, symbology. You need to see yourself like that. Even if you may not be like that. You need to know the possibilities. You need to see a black man doing his thing. Showing respect for the true match. Melanated. Exactly. Because this is what black people don't do. They don't think. White people could not like Trump, but Trump represents them. Black people, through all the systematic education, have no problem disassociating themselves. And so that ain't me. You got mothers that got gay sons or gay daughters hollering about that ain't me. It came out of your vagina. You got fathers disowning their children. Because we were trained to be like cattle. Have the babies and give them to the slave masters, where he can either sodomize your son or rape your daughter, and you still carrying that mentality. It's still in your DNA structure. And you on the fence about what again? Are you on the fence about what? That you got to create policies so you can accept a black woman's hairstyle, but Becky could come in there after showering and wet her hair and just sling her hair around, and she can still come to work and be considered professional. But if you come in there with cornrows, it's unprofessional because they don't want your image to represent their company. What else are they saying? You on the fence about what? That Tyler can come in there with a surfing outfit, this white beater on, as we would say, black people, and some short and some slides, and still get the job. And you got to come in there with almost a Versace suit, and still might not get the job. And if you get the job, you're not gonna get what Tyler gonna get paid doing the same job. You on the fence about what? You on the fence about what? You on the fence about what? You got the same insurance. You actually got money in the bank. And the doctor give you post-service. Give you post-counsel. Got you doing a hysterectomy. But he got to make sure that Becky is... Becky just came off the street from getting high all night. They going to save her life. Becky been shooting heroin all week long. She done been in... gained back everything, but they finna shut down the hospital. They gonna shut down the hospital to save Becky. Promise you, every professional. Because when he look on that table, he can see his daughter. When he look on that table, he can see his mama. When he look on that table, he can see his niece. They finna go to war. Every medical science, they gonna be transferring doctors to help Becky live. You gonna lose your life because you in the hospital for an ingrown toenail. All of a sudden you got the wrong medicine in your system and now you out of here. You in there for an ingrown toenail. How you lost your life? How you lost your life? You just had gas. You just had gas. How did... You on the fence about what? That's all I'm saying. I don't know why black people think they can play these games in this condition. I don't care if they're Ifa, Voodoo, Santeria, Lacuma, Congo, Christian, atheist. I don't understand how you feel that you can be non-committal. I don't understand it. I don't understand why you think that it's not pertinent that people like me excel in these traditions to give us a fighting chance, to give us a reality, to give us some type of truth. There's nothing more dangerous to melanated people. It's actually in the records that the greatest threat to the United States of America is white supremacy. I think that the greatest threat to America is other people that want to be white and accepted by white supremacy. Because they're willing to do far more than even a racist white man or woman. And that's the danger that we face in the ATRs. Because we have people that have ngangas, we have people that got spiritual fetishes and sciences by which they harness, and they're just as racist as a white man or woman. Those are facts. Those are not my opinions. This is why Minister Mario and I have gone through the things that we got. But see, I claim up in Haitian voodoo. I don't have no problem fighting. I don't have no problem. You could throw your spells at me and conjure. I'm here for it. I was born to do this. You're not going to walk over me. You're not going to mistreat me. And you're not going to get away from doing what you did. It's not going to happen. So I say, melanated people, you're on the fence about what? Huh? You're on the fence about what? About Kamala Harris. You're on the fence about what? You still ain't caught on what's going on? You still looking for fairness in an unfair world? Like really? If it was all about fairness, we wouldn't need our magic so much. We would need to pray so hard. If the mere fact that you pray as much as you pray is an acknowledgement that you understand what kind of times we're living in. And they ain't just got like that. They've been like that. Let me say this again. And I'm going to get out here because I got to get on the road and pick up clothes. Black women. The level of softness that you accept from a non-melanated man, you would never accept that same softness from a melanated man. The things that you are willing to overlook in femininity in any other race of man, you do not tolerate and you do not show that compassion to your own melanated men. That is an unfair standard, and that is crippling us as a people. And the mere fact, and I'm telling melanated women, until you get rid of colorism, I don't care if you're an Ifa, Voodoo, Santeria, Lakumi, and Congo, you have a problem with other women that represent or could pass or emulate that particular beauty standard. When you're still fat shaming, when you are still denigrating other black women, and then turn around and say protect black women, until you stop the BS and stop teaching your daughters that BS and stop teaching your granddaughters that BS. What does it matter if we practice Ifa, Voodoo, Santeria, Lakumi when we no different than the Christians? How you gonna talk about the Christians and their hypocrisy when you doing the same thing? You're doing the exact thing. You're doing the same shaming. You're utilizing the same mental tactics that they use in order to feel what? Better. Because nothing makes black people feel better than watching a black star fall. Can I tell you that truth? Black people love seeing black men and women fall. We're not talking about white people. We're not talking about none of these other people. I'm talking about our people. Whether they're doing right or wrong, we enjoy the fall. Child, I told you, they want all of that. Oh, child, I knew God had showed me in a dream. Bitch, you don't, I'm sorry. Bites, you don't even go to church. Why God showed you? How all of a sudden night, how you become seeing in the spirit? Huh? We do that. Not other people. A lot of times we don't like it when other people, but when we teach that, we show that, we exhibit that, until it bothers us, Do you understand that George Floyd, you got him painted all that, but it was in daylight. This white man that was kneeling on his throat, that man should have been able to throw him off. That George Floyd was not no little bitty man. And that man was able to securely put his knee on that man's neck and suffocate him in broad daylight. I want on the fence about what? And ain't nobody, they was filming it, but ain't nobody pushed that little white man off that man's neck. Could have saved his life. It didn't mean nothing for you to take a bullet or a charge to save that man's life. How you gonna talk about Black Lives Matter? When real African people took spears, bullets, got blowed up, drowned to save your monkey behind. It wouldn't have took nothing for nobody to come over there and push, not tell him that he wasn't right, to push his gluteus maximus off of that man. What the worst you were gonna get? A misdemeanor for obstructing justice? You sat there and watched in real time. In real time. That man take his last breath over you. You on the fence about what? Justice lives on the inside of you. Until black people stop looking to the court, I don't need you to bring justice. I'll bring justice. I will bring karma. Huh? You can judge me by your rules and regulations later. But right now, I'm going to bring the justice. You understand? A peaceful nigga is a dead nigga. Believe that. Because when they ready to go ham, they killing. When they ready to go ham, they killing your son, they killing your daughters. Out of all the education you done set aside and send her to college, she gone. She gone. What happened to an eye for eye, two for two? All they got to do is give you a couple $1 million or a couple dollars and you just gonna let it ride like that? Oh, so your child's life is to be sold. Okay. On the fence about what? So keep on doing your ebos, keep out here chanting and talking to the spirits, and as though none of this stuff is really going on. As though that we have arrived to some place of reality. Just continue. Continue to act as though that because we are doing our conjure and working with Ogun and we working with Zarabanda and we doing all this as though these realities still do not exist. As though my sons are not dealing with the same things I'm dealing with. You on the fence about what? Y'all need to go watch that movie, Time to Kill. Y'all need to go watch that movie, Imitation of Life. You need to go watch Mama D. You need to go watch them old movies that had the real storyline. Huh? Not these movies talking about who licking and sucking on who. Go back and watch them daggone movies. Go watch Roots for real. And then come back and tell me, Kumbaya. If you don't have a warlike mentality, we can't have a conversation. Because if you ain't willing to die by yours, you ain't serious about this. We are already eternal. Energy is never destroyed. Transmuted, but never destroyed. We're ancestral. We done been here before, and we'll be here again. So what you got to lose? They the one worried about their existence. We are already eternal. It don't matter if we practice Ifa, Voodoo, Santeria, Lakumi, Congo, Palo, or we don't practice at all. We are already eternal. We melanin. Melanin is carbon energy. We are the life force building of that. You are either the phallus or the womb. That's either you some part of the ankh. Whether you feminine or masculine, gay, straight, or bi, you still a part of this. So what you on the fence about? What you on the fence about? How many more beads you need around your neck before they choke you with them same beads? You still walk in the restaurant and get treated the same way? Huh? That's why you should always keep you some kind of powder. That's why you should always keep, if you a conjurer, you should always, because if I go somewhere and the business people act like, I got something for you. You gonna have bad business. I'm not gonna tolerate your BS. So as long as we continue to deal with that, we need to get up on our craft. And we need to get up on that craft that make things happen. We need that darker aspect of the craft. No matter what the ATR is, we need that to make it do what it do. You understand? Make it get on down the, ease on down the road. Conjure. Other than that, baby, you save all that. You save all that. I ain't with none of that. And we need to stop doing conjure on each other and do conjure on the one that really causing the problem. Because some of y'all got misguided. You quickly attack a black man or black woman in conjure, but you sitting there letting that supervisor get away with all that shiggity. I don't play that. You can get this smoke. You can get this smoke. Senators, lawyers, judges, it don't matter. You can get this smoke. While you around here working on Roz because she been taking too many breaks and she was supposed to pick you up to get your hair done. You wanna do conjure against her. But Sherry over there, she still been stealing time. She done got promoted 3 times. She done backstab you. But you let Sherry get away with that. No, you get some of that white hair. She be brushing in the bathroom, and you go ahead and get your doll, and you get Sherry together. You don't argue with Sherry and talk about racism. You go ahead and put Sherry in that mud and find you a septic tank for Sherry. We got to stop all this unnecessary arguing. Tyler, I got you. I know you gonna shed. I'm gonna get some of that. I ain't even worried about it. You gonna shed. I'm gonna get some of that. And I'm gonna go ahead and fix that. Not gonna argue with you. I'm gonna give me some devil shoestring, tie that. Gonna put Tyler right where he need to be. When my center manager would give me problems, I took me some nails, some rusty nails, and I knew where they live. I'm a UPS driver. Went right out there because there's only one way in his neighborhood and one way out. I had them fix all that up on there on east side, the stop sign. Tore his house completely up. I'm not gonna argue with you. I'm not gonna argue. I'm a spiritualist. Argue for what? All right, I gotta go. I'm just saying, like the stuff that y'all be doing, I can't do that. I can't do it, and you shouldn't be doing it. On the fence for what? I'll see y'all later on. God bless you.